The following is a Just Green production.
Hello, everyone. It's the week of April 16th, 2018. My name is Taylor Cooper, and this might be news to you. What up, everybody? Season 3, Episode 14, Might Be News. Follow us on Twitter at MightBeNews247. That's MightBeNews247. Say what up, Kev.
Yo.
Co-host Danny's back. What up, co-host Danny?
I'm back.
We got a special guest. Alex Lyons is back with us. What's up, buddy?
Yo, glad to be here, fellas.
Haven't seen Alex since Season 1. We're happy to have him back. If you don't know who he is, you're about to find out. He's a great dude. I know he's a great guitarist. Very intelligent person. We got some big things to talk about tonight, so I'm glad he's here for it. Because Kev's stupid.
Oh, you're an asshole. And guess what? You still don't have a beard.
No, I don't.
Can I say
It's
something
better,
real
though.
quick?
It's better.
I want to step in real quick. First, I want to thank Dan, not Danny,
Yeah.
for nominating me to Butt Chug.
Yes. Yes, you were nominated last week to Butt Chug or
So,
something.
I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, that's like a normal Friday night for me.
You heard it here first.
So thanks, Dan.
If we get 150 plays this week, you butt chug
I am
something?
not butt chugging shit.
Somebody's butt chugging something, I swear.
You know,
I swear.
we should do the chocolate milk challenge.
What's this? Explain it to me.
Kev has to drink a gallon of chocolate milk in an hour.
In an hour?
In an hour.
So basically, in an episode of Might Be News, you have to chug a gallon of chocolate milk.
Why does it have
See,
to be chocolate?
I'm more
Because it looks better when it comes back
up. Ugh.
I mean, if
See-
I would have to do that, I would have to be chocolate because I can't drink white milk.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to drink
Are
a
you
gallon of milk
racist?
in an hour.
But the fact that you said it has to be chocolate milk kind of threw me off because white and chocolate milk are going to have the same fucking effect.
They
Ugh,
are.
it
It's
will.
just it's
If you
just
drink them
more
in an hour.
delicious to drink.
Yeah. One's a little bit more enticing.
Yeah.
I guess.
And the throw up would probably taste better.
See, I'm all about getting Kev a belly button ring, real sweet belly button ring.
I'm still about it.
My stomach would not look good with a belly button ring.
That is
wouldn't know.
absolutely the point.
You wouldn't know until we actually do
Absolutely
it.
the point. That's it. My face does not look good with a mustache. Right? And everybody has to look at that dumb shit all the time.
Dude,
Jackie has to look at this dumb shit all of the time.
But most of your family disagrees with you right now.
Most of my family has a mustache. Straight up. Straight up.
You know, the best part about having a belly button ring would be sitting at the bar, taking a chick home that night and just thinking about what the fuck she's going to say.
See, Kev,
when
you don't
she
even have
sees
to
that
worry
belly
about
button.
that. You don't even have to worry about that, Kev. Straight up.
It kind of makes me want to get one.
Yeah, you might be able to pull that off.
You guys
You might-
could get best fucking, and then you can get friends. It could be
Wow.
like a heart cut
You guys
in
could
half,
be connected by your
I'm
belly button
going
rings.
to have a belly button ring that says best fucking.
and then his is, and then Alex is going to
Yes.
say friends.
Two half a heart.
You like,
And they connect.
you like
They
connect. Yeah.
I'm
my
not agreeing
god.
to
You
that.
guys can rub bellies together.
Oh my gosh. I am not
I
agreeing.
would just be sitting at the bar picking that chick up, hysterically laughing.
Like, look at that guy.
And she would be like, "What are you laughing at?" And I'd be like, "You're gonna find out."
Yeah. It's still up for debate. We still have a few. This season, I've determined, is going to be longer than the last one, at least by a couple.
Well, I mean, when you talk about poop knives, I mean,
Poop knives was
Yeah, that was great. That was fucking great.
you guys have never heard of a poop knife?
No.
no. You have?
Of
That's a
course
thing.
I have.
That's a thing for you. I
Do
never
you have
heard of
a poop knife?
prior to that.
I'm not going to comment.
I think I've heard the term poop knife, but I didn't know what it was.
I've never heard that in my life. What do you do with a poop?
So,
It's
you ever
exactly
have-
what it sounds like.
you ever have one
cut
of
your
those
poop up.
shits where you look in the toilet and you're like, man, that thing is not going to go down. It's a knife that you stick in and you cut it up so it flushes easier.
Yeah, apparently this is a real
It
thing,
doesn't
Alex.
put
and
so much strain on your septic
I mean,
system.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
anytime I have one of them turds, I just cross my fingers. Please go
Exactly.
down.
That's all it is. It's just and especially if it's like a public place, which I don't know how many people still shit in public anymore.
Yo, I had to dump in Wawa twice this week. I hated my life.
I have no issue shitting in public places.
I really
None at
don't
all.
either. I really don't either.
I can't. I was one of those kids that would hold it in school until I got home.
For
Because,
real?
Yeah, I was scared that,
School especially is where I would shit
well,
at.
see,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, when I take a shit, I like to sit down and relax and, maybe play a game on my phone. But I would always be scared that I would smell like shit afterwards.
What are
Like
you
the-
going to get it on your pants?
Well,
No,
like
like the poop particles like got stuck in my
Dude,
clothes.
all right,
up.
listen. Speaking of all of this shit talk, I just saw this story, and it's actually not on the social media rundown, so I'll just do it real quick before we do. Good
Is it
news.
about the hand?
Yes.
Oh, I
Yo,
saw it.
So apparently, the hand dryers that they have in bathrooms, they are literally bringing in poo particles from there, because there was a story that came out a couple weeks ago that says every time you flush your toilet, poo particles like blow up into
That's
the
why
air
they suggest you
and
like
shit.
cover your toothbrush and
cover
stuff.
your toothbrush and shit
Yeah.
and all that, whatever. But like, so these hand dryers are like literally sucking in this air and shooting it directly onto your hands.
That's fucking crazy. And now that you say it, like I'm like, yeah, that's pretty
Totally
obvious.
makes sense,
Like it's
yeah.
so obvious.
It's
But
not
you
like
don't
you're
even
using
think
fresh
of
You
air.
don't even think about it. So that's some bad news. Here's some good news.
Hey, did you hear the news?
This better be good.
Want the good news or the bad news?
Give me the good stuff.
Season 3, episode 14. Danny, what do you got?
What
Kev, what are you laughing at? We haven't even started
want to
yet.
say something.
No, I was getting down with Jackie's voice.
What's really going on, Kev?
All right.
Give me the good stuff.
Jackie's great at this. Real quick, we went down to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, where I've been going to school, last weekend, and I was just kind of showing Jackie around and doing some things in there, and we ended up, just for fun, she recorded like an Amtrak commercial, just like from a script. I posted it on social media. She did a great job. She's great. She does all these things one take, dude. Way better than Kev.
Damn.
Thanks, dickhead.
I love you, Kev.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
Flyers won tonight.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very good news.
The
That's good
series
news.
is tied
Very
up.
Yeah,
The series is tied
The
up.
series is 1-1 right now, as of we're recording.
Yeah, when
right
you
now.
guys hear this, it's going to be 2-1. Oh, knock on wood.
Well, it's going to be 2-1 no matter what. You didn't say who was going to win.
Come in.
All right, Danny, you got good news.
All right, so the first story I'm going to talk about kind of touches home with me. I posted this story on the Might Be News Facebook page. It's a guy named Bruce Bex. Bruce is pictured in a restaurant, and he's celebrating his quote-unquote second birthday. So this guy had a stem cell transplant, and this was his 2-year anniversary from having this stem cell transplant. So they're singing happy birthday to him, and then this table next to him looks over and says, "Oh, it's your birthday?" And he goes, "Yeah, 2 years ago I had a stem cell transplant." And the family next to him says, "All right, that's cool. Do you know who your donor was?" He said it was a 27-year-old kid from Baltimore, Maryland. Family goes, "Oh, well, we're from Baltimore, Maryland. What's the guy's name?" The guy's name is, I forget his name, like David Smith. Kid goes, "Yup, that's me." So this family set
Holy
it up
shit.
to meet this guy's bone marrow donor out at this restaurant.
Wow. Like
So
a
now-
surprise meeting.
A surprise meeting. This hits home to me because people who don't know me know, or they don't know, but I lost my younger brother in 2009 from leukemia. He had a stem cell transplant as well. When they do these transplants, they do not like to talk about the donor. They like to keep the donor as secretive as possible, because if for some reason the recipient's body does not take to the bone marrow, they don't want anything coming back to them, so on and so forth. But
Yeah,
this
well,
was
it's emotional, you know what I mean?
exactly.
So family member might get pissed off. And
Yep.
I like it.
So this was a very emotional reunion. It's a great story. Go to the Might Be News Facebook page, check it out. Grab some tissues because it's a tearjerker.
Touch it.
It's on the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
The Might Be News Facebook.
Might be news Facebook.
Fuck out of here.
Now, I'm not up to par, but stem cell surgeries, transplants, whatever it is that still illegal here?
Illegal?
Yeah, because at
No.
one point, wasn't that
It
illegal?
was at one point.
Was it
It was
really?
at one point, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. it
Because
was at
Peyton
one point.
Manning had to go overseas.
Yeah, he had to go. A lot of athletes over the years have had to go overseas to get that.
No
done.
shit.
Yeah.
My next story is coming out of Georgia. There's a mechanic in Georgia that's gaining a lot of attention for the simple fact that he is giving free car maintenance to cancer patients and single moms.
Wow.
So
That's huge.
You go into his shop and you need this work done on your car. If you're struggling anyway, he is going to do the work 100% for free. Last year, he gave out $68,000 worth of free work. And his reputation is going crazy because he has all these mechanics that are now coming to him saying, hey, we want to donate our time, we want to volunteer, and we want to help you free of charge. Does not charge them a single penny.
That's
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
That's incredible.
My
And
last...
especially- I'm a libertarian, which typically my argument is always that private sector can do whatever the government does.
Mhm.
And stories like that like really mean something to me for that reason.
Yep. And finally, the Eagles are still the Super Bowl champions.
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
Got it in there. Bazinga.
Got it.
Bazinga.
Got it.
Hate that I just said that.
Also, by the way, you guys can still listen to the Grimy Green Show on SoundCloud.
Yes, you can.
Did
I
you
was-
listen?
The other day I was listening to Dong's Balls.
Because Danny was on the Grimy Green Show as well as Dan the Weatherman.
Yep.
And we had dude food then.
And I made Dong's Balls that one episode.
Yes.
And don't forget about Smack and Madison.
Yep, you had Smag and Madison on the Grimy Green Show as well. Alex's band back in the day.
I was about blackout drunk
Yeah.
when we were on it.
Yeah, it was a lot
We
of
had
fun.
to re-record our live song about 5 times because of it.
That's how the Grimy Green Show got down a lot of times. Everybody was pretty fucked up during
Yeah,
that
I was
show.
pretty
Just
trashed.
eating and drinking.
We do that sometimes on this show too. Not like that probably, but
I'm
close.
sitting here drinking a beer.
I'm okay. I'm doing good. I'm good. Social media rundown time.
Wah, wah, wah.
So it was a busy week for Facebook. So we'll start on Facebook.
Busy week for Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Yo, did you watch some of his commentary
Yeah.
when he was sitting in there?
So what happened? I don't know. I can't really fully explain this Cambridge Analytica thing. What I know, Alex, and you can chime in here, is that this Cambridge Analytica place basically is using data that is pooled together by Facebook based on our likes and what we search for. And also Facebook is connected to other apps as like Amazon,
Yeah.
Google, SoundCloud,
Is Instagram connected?
Instagram. You can sign
Yeah.
into anything that you can go to their website and there's a tab that says sign in through Facebook,
Which is
you
almost
are-
every site.
yeah, pretty much anything you can think of. Yes. So this Cambridge Analytica place was taking this information and basically, or are they just like kind of soliciting to people based off of their political beliefs? Is that more or less what happened?
I think that's the gist of it.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah.
So like there's this huge thing going on with this. And the United States government is all freaked out over it because they think that they're the only ones that can spy on us and use our data for
Whatever they want.
whatever they want it for. So they had this big congressional hearing this week with Mark Zuckerberg, Marky Z.
Marky Z.
And these old people, man, they just have no idea what is happening in technology. Like one guy
Literally
literally was just like, "Well, Facebook's free?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, how can you possibly sustain that business model?" Like Mark Zuckerberg looked at him like he was talking. He just realized that he was talking to a child.
Yep.
Like he just realized that he was talking to somebody who knew nothing about what he knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it like he was like, Senator, we run ads.
That's it.
That's
Like,
literally the same thing that TV does. That's literally the same thing that radio does. That's the same thing that we're trying to do so we can get money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Yeah.
Because the people that are selling shit in America are the people that have money. And
Yeah.
that's what Facebook does. They take your data and they point you in the direction of something that you probably want to buy.
Yeah. When a lot of people I talk to about that actual question will be like, oh, well, he's old. And like what you just said about TV and radio, like that doesn't mean anything that he's old. Like
Right. He should know
radio
that.
has done that forever.
That's straight up what media is.
Yeah.
Like, everything.
YouTube.
Movies have
Everything.
product placement in them.
Yeah.
I mean, if Nike wants to donate, or not donate, but invest money in the next Quentin Tarantino movie, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be wearing a Nike shirt
Yep.
at some point.
That's how it works.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I don't think that Mark Zuckerberg intentionally did anything wrong. From what I'm to understand, he more or less had a data breach a couple years ago and thought that it was resolved. It wasn't. The Cambridge Analytica company, he said, told him that they weren't going to continue doing what they were doing, and they did anyway. So he just didn't follow up on it. And to my understanding, that's all he really did wrong, was just not really follow up on it. But he's also the head of a multi-billion-dollar company. So I'm sure that like that specific thing isn't necessarily what he's focused on a daily basis. Like he's thinking probably 10 years down the road, like virtual reality apps for Facebook, and like who the fuck knows what Mark Zuckerberg is thinking about. Considering that this thing literally started as a website where you could rate college girls to what it is now. And this dude's stock just like went up like 4% this week off of this shit. Like nobody cares
It shot up during the actual.
during that thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's because he sat there and he didn't crumble under pressure.
Right.
I mean, you go in front of all these congressmen and women, and you know a lot of people tend to crumble and just fold up. But you know, he stood his ground and he was like, "Well, I run ads.
Yeah.
Everybody has a user agreement that they read."
He had an answer for a lot of things. He did say that he was going to have to follow up with them on a lot of questions. There's a lot of people that were kind of like poking fun of that on Twitter. Dude, Twitter was going bananas during all that shit. Oh, it was nuts. Like everybody was tuning into that shit on Twitter and talking about it. Twitter's fun when things are happening. It's a very like in the moment thing.
Speaking of when things are happening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
what just happened about an hour ago?
We might be going to World War III.
It looks like it.
So about an hour ago,
It's 10:55 on Friday night right now in our current time-space continuum.
President
you,
Trump
Dan.
orders military strikes on Syria in response to the suspected chemical attacks.
Russia also said this week that they were going to shoot down any missiles that we shoot over there. So we'll see if that happens. We'll see if anything happens. But we might be in World War III by the time you actually hear this episode.
You might not hear this episode.
You might not hear this episode.
We might be a cloud of dust somewhere.
We might be a cloud of dust somewhere.
The thing that blows me away about it is they literally just did this same exact thing last year where they said he chemically attacked his own people.
Yeah.
And there was never ever any evidence shown for it. And we did something about it. They're now saying that there's still not evidence that he did it last year.
Right. And
And
there's
they're
no
u-
evidence that he did it now, correct?
They're literally using the same exact tactic to fight a war in Syria. And everybody just follows it and just like nobody questions it. Nobody wants to see evidence. It just blows me away that the population of this country is that dumb that they can literally just use the same fucking tactic over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And it's crazy to say that and believe it, but like everybody just thinks the here and now. You know what I mean? Like you and I talked. I know your point is Kaepernick. We're going to talk more about Colin Kaepernick later, but stuff like that, you get your I don't want to call it fake patriotism because it's not, but it's like you overdo it. People overdo it sometimes. Not everybody, but some people do. And like they hear, oh, we're going to war. Like they just automatically get hyped because America, fuck yeah. But like they overlook why? Like what's actually happening, and they just see what's on mainstream media, and it's all a bunch of bullshit. Because you and I were talking before the show, Alex, and you said like it's totally true. Mainstream media, the right is just talking about how dumb Democrats are, and the CNN is talking about how dumb Fox News is, and then something like a chemical weapons attack in Syria happens, and everybody's on the same side.
Yeah.
Let's kill them all
Before they
basically.
see anything, before
Yeah.
they see any evidence of anything.
So hopefully you hear this show, and hopefully if there is a war, we end it in the next 17, 18 years.
Well, I mean, we were backing out of Syria. Why would he decide to gas his people then?
Because the FBI raided his lawyer's office, hotel, and home this week.
No, I'm
Like,
talking about Assad. Why would he?
it's not.
Like, we're leaving.
Right.
Like,
I thought you said, why would
he's-
Trump do this?
He's winning.
Yeah, I don't know. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. But yeah, all that happened this week in Trump news too.
Yep.
So, all right, moving on.
Thanks, Kevin. That was depressing.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, B. John Bonner, former Republican House Speaker, just announced this week that he's going to start working with a marijuana cultivation and distributor company, Acreage Holdings. I guess they do work across like 11 different states. Pretty big time company. He just joined the chair of advisors or whatever. He's like an advisor now.
Oh, cool.
It's kind of a big deal because he was way against legalization, but he said, quote, his thinking has evolved over the years on the issue. He thinks that it'll help with the opioid epidemic, which it has been proven to do.
Proven that it's working.
And it could also help with veterans, which it has also been proven to do. So he's on board, which could be a good thing for the whole movement thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Next thing, I got Andre Ingram. Kev, you know about this guy?
Nope.
Might be news to you then.
Hey!
Zingers. Andre Ingram is a 32-year-old professional basketball player. He's been playing in the G League for 10 years. Now, I like playoff basketball. I don't like follow it religiously. So I just thought it was kind of dumb that they called it the G League, and I never understood why. It's because of Gatorade.
Huh.
That's
I didn't know there was
Gatorade-
anything but the D League.
Yeah, G League, I guess, is run by Gatorade. Like they're like the main sponsor, I guess, or something.
What's the
So
D League?
D League, I think, is
It's like the minors.
yeah. It's
Kinda.
basically there's just different chains, like different leagues for the minor basketball, whatever.
Yeah, I thought there was only the D League.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know
there
there was a D in a G League.
There's
I'm not
a
even gonna lie.
D, a G. I think there's a B.
Get the fuck
I
out.
didn't know any of this.
I think because A is the
NBA.
NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all news to me.
So Andre Ingram is 2 years old. He has been playing in the G League for 10 years, and the Los Angeles Lakers called him up to play the last 2 games of the season. They were eliminated like weeks ago. Young team, and this guy came out and dropped 19 points. Just started draining threes. The crowd was like chanting MVP, MVP, MVP. Like he got the game ball after the game. Like just like a really cool story. Like I was watching a video about him, and he's just like super humble guy. Like they were playing the Clippers that game. Like Chris Paul's out there, the Rockets. Chris Paul's out there, like, giving him mad props. Like he knows who he is. Like he's been in the G League for 10 years, and he's actually, I guess, pretty good in the G League, apparently.
Well, I
He's
mean,
really
it's
good.
just like that story of the accountant that was called up to play the goalie
Exactly.
for the Blackhawks. It's
Exactly,
awesome.
yes.
It's so cool to see stories like that.
Yes. And he, like I said, he went out there and he scored 19 points, which ended up being an NBA record. It's the record for most points put up by a rookie on their first game that's over the age of 30.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool.
Doing big things for himself.
Making a name for himself.
There you go.
I also saw a story that Robert Kraft, owner of the New England Patriots, we've talked about him. We talked about him recently with the
plane.
he gave the plane to the kids for the March of Our Lives thing.
Good news story.
Good news story. It was on the Facebook. Follow us,
Might be news.
motherfuckers.
24/7.
Robert Kraft went to go visit Meek Mill.
So
Mill.
did he explain why?
They're actually friends, apparently.
Are they?
Yeah, like they met through some mutual acquaintance of some kind. Like he was talking all kinds of good shit about Meek. He was like, "Oh, he's
Really?
a great guy. We get along great. Like he shouldn't be in there. We got to reform the justice system." Like he got like deep with it. I was like, "What is going on?" Like,
Wow.
no, they're like moderately tight. Apparently, like
They're buddies.
I don't think that like Meek and him like agree on a lot of things, but I feel like they both like making money. Like that's something to be excited about, and they both do that pretty well, I suppose. So like I don't know, like
It's just an odd couple.
It is.
Absolutely.
I like to picture him like sitting on the couch with like a bag of potato chips, drinking a beer, watching
Yeah.
a game.
just chilling. Meek Mill over here just like bugging out, like wonder if like they went to dinner parties with like Nicki Minaj when they were together and stuff, and like just who knows? But like he was in there like talking about, oh yeah, he's a great guy, and I had to go see him. I haven't seen him in a while. Like I'm like, what is
Such
going
an
on?
odd couple.
Nuts. So then next thing I got, I know that Kev and Danny, you don't watch Game of Thrones, correct?
I do not.
Kev, I know you don't. Amy does, right? Or no?
Amy
did she stop?
loves that
She
show.
loves it. Okay.
Loves that
Doesn't
show.
Alex? Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, it's crack cocaine.
Yeah.
All right, you
It's
guys can
amazing.
talk.
Cocaine.
You guys can talk.
Yeah, it's
we'll be
amazing.
back.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, their new season, their final season, they announced is coming out. Was it spring 2019 or something like that?
Yeah.
They just announced that they filmed a single battle scene. It took them 55 nights to do it. 55 nights to record one battle.
And I will have a hard
Crazy.
on throughout that entire
I
battle.
am going to lose my mind. In comparison, they said that the Battle of the Bastards, I think, took like 20 something nights.
That's
20
one of the
days or
best
something.
scenes in that show.
Oh my God, it was absolutely incredible. The show, I feel like, and I'm going to talk about this for a second because I haven't had anybody that actually listens or watches the damn show.
Nope. Go ahead.
So
It's all you.
I feel like Game of Thrones legitimately has done what a lot of shows can't really do well. Certainly not this well, but which is get better every season.
I agree.
Like I feel like Breaking Bad did the same thing.
Yeah, but Breaking Bad had a couple seasons in it that were a
It's just
little. Yeah.
Yeah, more towards the end. How many seasons of Breaking Bad was there?
Like 6.
I think it was
Six.
the last season was split.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was season 5. That kind of like drug out.
Yeah.
Still a great show,
It
though.
was.
Oh yeah,
It
the
was a
last
great
couple
show.
seasons it ran back up, but like I think it was like the third season was like, the fuck is going on here, man?
Like even like great shows like The Wire. The Wire to me is like one of my all-time favorite shows, but I feel like the last season wasn't as good as like the season prior to that. You know what
they
I
all
mean? Like,
usually fall off.
they kind of fall off at some point.
The Sopranos.
Sopranos did.
I mean, and that's why they come to an end.
Entourage didn't. I don't think. I think
Dude,
Entourage got
Entourage was
better.
great.
I think Entourage got better over time.
I watched the whole series of Entourage in like 2 weeks.
Walking Dead hasn't done that for me. I feel like that's gone down.
No way. The only thing that's gone down is their CGI.
That shit is terrible.
It's still a great show, though.
Oh, it's okay. It's like really okay.
Another show that got better over time, The Office.
The Office got better until Steve Carell left.
Yeah, when Steve Carell left, it was,
Season 8 kind of started to dip a little bit, but then it picked back up.
I just started
once-
rewatching him for like the third time the
I-
other day.
Yeah, it's
Listen.
so good.
Listen.
All right. So whenever there's nothing on TV, I always go to Netflix and I watch The Office.
Yeah.
And I always start at season 1, episode 1, and I work my way all the way through. Well, the other night I had a few too many to drink, and I was watching the end. And the last 3 episodes, I cried like a fucking baby. Oh my God. I don't know what it was, but it was so emotional to me.
I saw like a Facebook mashup video of all like the best
Stop
office
laughing.
pranks. And like the very last one was him bringing Michael Scott in at the wedding, and I almost cried on my lunch
Bald
break.
like a baby.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think I had like 6 or 7 beers, and I'm like, let's just watch The Office. Bad choice, because I'm sitting there and Allison is sleeping. I'm sitting on my recliner and I'm fucking bawling my eyes out. And I was like, God, if she comes down for a fucking bottle and I'm sitting here by myself crying, what's she going to think about me?
Watching The Office.
Watching The Office. But the last 3 episodes, they got me, man.
What movie was it, Jackie, that we watched recently that we both cried? Wonder. That was it. You guys heard of that movie?
I heard it's a fantastic
It's
movie.
really, really good. It's Julia Roberts.
The kid with the deformity.
face, yeah.
Which Wilson is it?
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson's in it. That's the mom and the dad. And the kid was like, had extreme like birth difficulties, and his face is like really messed up from like tons and tons of surgeries when he was young. They homeschool him his whole life until like he gets like middle school. So he's like totally like kind of, an introvert. Like he wears like a space helmet all the time so people can't see his face and all this shit. And it's just about his trip through like the first year at middle school, new
Jesus.
school, meeting these kids. And like parts of it are like kind of intense because you're just like, oh my God, like, is this fucking kid going to die? Because I really can't take this right now. And I'm not going to spoil it. He doesn't die. I'm all right. I spoiled it. At least that far he doesn't. But it's so good. It's so good.
I'm over here pretending like I was going to watch it.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to watch it. I mean, I'm over here thinking, what the fuck kind of parents have a kid with a fucked up face and decide to send him to public school
Halfway through his
in
life.
middle school?
Yeah.
Like, when kids are the meanest that they're ever
Right.
going to be.
Right. It was intense.
Oh, no, his
like
parents-
I wouldn't say
sounds like he
intense
has
in a way
terrible
like it's like a thriller, but it's like it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, I heard it's got great reviews.
It's really good. Final story of tonight. This episode I got on Twitter. It's kind of crazy.
Let's hear it.
So Michigan State University is under investigation again for an incident that happened in 2015.
So it's relatively recent.
Relatively recent. Well, the lawsuit against them happened just recently.
Okay.
But this incident happened back in 2015. 3 unnamed basketball players drugged and repeatedly raped a first-year student at the school.
Shit.
They drugged her at a party, and they basically took her from there and had their way with her. But she went to the counselor in the following days that worked for the school, did the whole rape kit, got like a brief checkup kind of deal. And then the school officials told her not to say anything.
What's fucked up?
Saying, quote, that she would be fighting an uphill battle and dealing with some very big fish.
Holy shit.
She better get a bigger fishing rod then, because she needs to follow through with this.
This woman went crazy. She was admitted to a mental hospital.
I mean, do you blame her?
She went crazy. And this is a huge deal. What I'm trying to remember. I just saw this very recently, and I want to talk about it. And I read up on this particular thing, but Michigan State was in hot water recently for something else, right? I forget what it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like paying players or something like that?
I don't remember
I
exactly.
feel like it
what
was their
I
basketball
remember seeing them
program
in the news,
too.
though.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's
yeah.
what it was. It was the gymnast coach or doctor for the U.S. Women's.
It was the doctor.
Yeah, it was the doctor for the U.S. Women's national.
Wait, that's where he was
He
from?
worked at Michigan State.
No shit.
Wow.
Yes, that's what it was.
Oh,
Yes, teamwork,
wow.
Jackie.
Good job, Jackie.
So it yeah. So Michigan State
Wow.
they got a little. They got some problems up there,
That
dude.
sounds pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But for the school officials to tell her to just, hey, keep this to yourself.
And this is the counselor.
Like,
And they
how
also
can
said
you
that,
do
she
that?
they did not give her any follow-up visits. Like they just we're washing our hands.
Wow.
I mean, it sounds like an
ridiculous.
easy school to get laid at.
Yeah, straight up.
I mean, your counselor's giving you fist bumps.
Yeah, just like, hey guys. Well, because they took it very seriously until she said it was this guy, and this guy.
Hmm.
And then they were like, oh, this guy, and this guy? Like the basketball players, these guys? And she's like, yeah. And they were like, oh, well, you might not want to tell many people about that.
Like this is like a life-changing experience for this young
Absolutely.
lady.
Yeah.
And for her to be told, yeah, you're not going to win this, just keep quiet. Like,
Yeah.
it had to ruin her.
Oh my God. It did
By the
ruin her.
people that you seek security from.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. These are people that she's trusting this information with, which
it's not some like
some people-
random friend she's telling this
some
to.
people never talk about that kind of thing.
No.
Like something like that happens to them and they never speak about it ever again.
That's why this whole what was it?
Time's up and all
Time's
that
Up,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's now coming forward because they've been scared to talk
Yeah.
about
And
it.
they find unity in numbers.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Well, I hope she follows through with everything. And
It seems like they are. Everybody's Jane Doe and John Doe right now. Nobody's been named, including her, which for obvious reasons. But it's a big deal.
so
When you mix that with the whatever the guy's name was, the doctor for the U.S. women's gymnastics, I mean that's insanity.
yeah.
That's
Fucked
insanity.
Messed up.
That's on some Sandusky type shit.
Yeah. Straight up.
Like that shit's like
Wow.
that's like cult like behavior. You know, wonder how deep that shit goes.
This is downer.
It's downer. So that's all right. We're gonna take a break. Take a nice little break. We're gonna come back
I'm
with.
gonna hold my breath.
It was good seeing Harmon last week.
It was.
I'm upset I missed him.
Yeah, he was upset you weren't here. Well, I was upset you weren't here. I
I
like
was too.
having you here.
Allison is the maid of honor for her best friend's wedding. So
Oh,
they
it's
were
totally
out,
understand.
yeah, they were out doing wedding
Yeah.
stuff, and
We love Allison.
Yeah.
No
You were
worries.
home jerking off.
I was after the kids went to sleep.
Productive night.
As soon as everybody's going to leave my house and I'm going to be there alone, it's like the first thing I think of.
Surround
Like
sound.
in 10 minutes, I will have my pants completely off.
Sitting on my recliner
That's jerk off. Like when you can jerk off, like just
Just totally alone.
Yeah.
with the
like-
sound on,
yeah, and you
not with
don't
the sound on mute.
you don't have to worry about being quick.
Yeah,
like you
right.
can just really enjoy yourself.
Just be you.
Yeah.
Your natural habitat. Your dick in your hands.
Bust a nut, and then you're like, "What the fuck kind of porn did I just get off to?"
And then you go
This
make a
is-
sandwich.
I'm a fucking terrible person.
All right, so we're gonna take a break. Come back with see that fixed the downer, Kevin. See that?
I'm so
You
glad.
gotta
Alex
wash
is
your
here.
hands before you make the sandwich, though.
This sandwich tastes
Would
like
hope so.
dick.
Yeah.
Why is it salty?
Tons of sodium. Gross. You guys are gross. All right, we'll be right back after this with What's the Point in Late Review. Welcome back to Might Be News, Season 3, Episode 14. Follow us on Twitter at Might Be News 24/7. That's Might Be News 24/7. I just said that twice. 247. You know, last week, speaking of fuck-ups, last week at the opening of the show, I said it was Season 3, Episode 3.
I heard that.
I did too immediately after when I listened to it again. And the funny thing is that Harmon
Thought it was episode 3.
he said that later on. He was like, "Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Like soon. It's like episode 3." And I'm like, "What?
What are you talking about?
13, dude." And I
The big
realized
thing about Harmon, though,
afterwards I
is
totally fucked it up.
He could also be just saying that
Yeah,
just to be a dickhead.
that's true.
That's why I love Harmon.
It's true. He's a good guy for saying shit like that too.
I want to take a second. When we first started the show, you like gave me all these fucking great compliments when you were introducing me.
Oh, yeah.
Made me feel really fucking cool.
Good, man. Yeah. Well, we're
Like, I
happy to have you
so
here.
much fucking confidence.
Yeah, good.
When I leave here, I'm gonna go to the bar and just fucking try to pick up some fucking 10,
Do it.
and then I'm gonna get lowered back to. There's a correction.
If it doesn't work, get a belly button ring tomorrow.
Oh, it's definitely not
and
gonna
then
work.
try that.
But I'm gonna do it just to come back to reality a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, dude, we're happy to have you here. We had a blast with you in season 1. We've been throwing the idea of having like this crazy conspiracy theory episode since we started, right? And we haven't done it.
Yeah, I think we
still
came
haven't
up with
done
the
it.
idea.
Yeah, we were
when-
talking about when you were here.
when I was here
Yeah.
last.
So eventually, maybe in season fucking 5, we'll do it or something. I don't know.
Season 19.
But I just really love that. When I was here for the first time, it was like I think the 3rd episode you did.
But yeah, season 1, the
And
Phantom episode.
How great
Phantom
you were
season.
doing everything with literally nothing.
Thank you.
Like you guys made shit work.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you've always been a hardworking motherfucker.
Well, thank
since
you,
I've known
man. Yeah.
So I knew before I even came here that you were going to have such a better setup. Everything's going to run smoother.
and you're not
And
disappointed.
you never let me the fuck down.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
Everybody's
that.
got a motherfucking
Appreciate
mic.
that. Cheers. Cheers.
I got some new headphones. Love
Yeah, we just upgraded the studio today.
today.
Danny's got
hours
new
ago.
headphones. Alex, our guest, has headphones.
Friday the 13th.
Alex has his own mic though. Our guest has their own mic.
Our
It's
guest
my
has
mic,
their own
but I
mic.
can have this mic.
Yeah, it's
No,
yours
you can't
forever.
take it home. You can't take it home.
I got a new mic stand. The mic is like, it's like in a beautiful place.
That's a really nice mic stand.
Thank you. I have room with my hands to do things. It's wonderful. I don't like run into this thing halfway through the episode making a ruckus.
Yo, and real quick, I wanted to apologize to anybody listening. I have really bad ADD and I'm clicking this pen near this mic. So if you hear it, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be aware of it.
I haven't been able to hear it, but I also haven't been listening for it.
Yeah.
I have been listening for it.
Well, I'm trying to be conscious of it, but sometimes I'm just doing it. I'm like, shit, I'm doing it again, man. I mean, I'm not doing it in front of my fucking
Right.
mouth like that.
Right.
Like Ricky Bobby, like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
All right, so here we go with what's the point? What's the point?
Is there a point to this?
What is your
Are
point?
you just gonna sit there and look stupid?
Kev, what's your point this week? I know you're excited about it.
Yeah. So, Durham, North Carolina, they have this burger place, Bull City Burger and Brewery. They are, I guess, celebrating, or they have an exotic meat month.
Exotic Meat Month.
Right.
Sounds very lucrative.
So I was struggling finding a point, and in between periods tonight in the Flyers game, I went on and I was just kind of looking around on Google.
You
And
found this point literally minutes ago?
minutes ago.
Wow.
And I was blown away by it.
Overachiever.
Okay, so go on. Exotic meats.
So you can go into this burger joint for $30. You can get this burger.
Wait, a $30 fucking burger?
$30.
Yo, this thing better give me a blowjob under the
should-
table for $30 fucking dollars.
Should better be exquisite.
The customer gets a burger patty, 100% North Carolina pasture raised beef burger, topped with cheese, chili sauce, and an oven roasted tarantula.
Dude, I literally seen this. See, I do this thing that you really shouldn't do, is I scroll through social media while I'm driving. I mean, I don't usually really post or anything, but I just kind of scroll. I literally seen that on my way here.
Really?
I didn't get to read the article, but I was
You
like,
and Kev probably
what
saw it at the same time.
the fuck?
No, I found it on Google on Huffington Post. So, no.
Yeah, dude, I literally just seen that. I actually completely forgot I seen it.
But
Until,
if you finish the burger, you get a T-shirt
A T-shirt.
for eating a spider.
$30 T-shirt.
Do they
Please sign
marinate
me
this
up.
tarantula in anything?
It's oven roasted.
Oven roasted. That means they just throw it in there and bake the thing.
So
got a little-
you have to pay $30 to eat a spider.
see, when I go to places like that and somebody's like, dude, you got to try the burger. You got to try the burger. I don't even look to see what the fuck's on the burger. I'll
Oh,
just
so
be like,
they-
oh, the burger must be great. So I'll order it. You know how pissed off I'd be if I paid $30 and there's a fucking tarantula on my
your
burger.
Well, like all right. So you know how like you cook meat and it gets smaller. I wonder, does that happen for the
Dude,
tarantula?
they showed pictures of it.
There's
and it's-
pictures.
Yeah, and it's all shriveled up on top of this fucking
But
burger.
I mean, it still looks like a tarantula.
You know,
Like,
it is gross looking.
Well, like, does
I
it look
wonder what
like?
it tastes like.
Does it look like a
Oh, that-
tarantula? Like calamari looks like an octopus.
Where is this
Like, is
place
it like
at?
that kind of thing?
North Carolina.
See, I don't think calamari
North
really
Carolina.
looks like an octopus. at
Right,
all.
but well, you can kind of see like the tentacle.
Yeah. Like if I ate calamari without knowing what it is,
you probably wouldn't know. It
yeah.
was
But
that.
I mean, like if you were like, hey, it's octopus, I'm like,
you ate,
oh, I
you
can
eat
kinda
this,
see
you
that.
know it's a tarantula.
nah, dude. The picture that I seen, there's no fucking way that you would know it's a tarantula.
Ugh, Danny.
For the good of the show,
No.
you will eat a
the
cheese
fuck I will.
burger with oven roasted spiders on it.
No fucking way.
Danny, would you do that for the good of the show?
I'd do it.
Ew, dude. Ew, he just showed me a picture of it. Ew, dude.
I would do it, but
Ew,
listen,
the
I'm
fact that the
dude.
burger's $30,
Yeah, for real.
I wouldn't even do it if people were like, hey, I'll pay for the burger for you. Like, no, you have to pay for the burger and then give me $30 on top of that, and I will. I'll eat it.
Kev just pulled up a picture of it. That looks
Isn't it crazy, dude?
terrible. Ugh, dude, it looks like somebody took a poop knife and like carved their shit to look like a tarantula.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
See, and I might have an easier time eating it if like the tarantula was like cut up or something.
Yeah,
You can
it's
tell.
like, ugh.
No, that's a whole
That's
tarantula
a
on
whole
top of your
fucking
burger.
tarantula.
like even if I knew it was tarantula, like yeah, that's tarantula meat on top of your burger, but it was all chopped up and
Right,
shit.
right.
I
Like
could
a
probably
fillet
just-
fucking
yeah.
tarantula.
What is it?
But it's literally a fucking tarantula on top of your burger. Fuck that, dude.
God, dude,
But the
no.
good thing is the tarantulas are free ranged and certified edible.
Oh, great, great.
Are you reading the article?
One person took the tarantula off the burger, dipped it in ketchup, and just popped it in there.
Oh God! Oh, that's disgusting.
Who's the asshole that's going there and going, is that tarantula free range?
Yeah.
But they only
I'm
bought.
not gonna eat this if
they
it's
only-
not free range.
They
And
only
what
bought
is
like
a free
13.
range fucking tarantula?
Yeah, I was just thinking
Like-
that. Like, where do they keep it?
Like a free range
what
chicken
range?
is like a range of chicken. Like, where's this tarantula farm at?
Yeah, for real.
So,
Ew, dude.
Apparently, this is only like a promotion because it is
Oh God! I'm
See,
getting
it's
skeeved
so
out,
weird.
dude.
Skeeved out.
exotic meat month, and
Wonder what
gonna
other
say-
exotic meats they have.
so far 6 people have participated, with several more scheduled to come in.
Ew, dude.
Disgusting.
That T-shirt's got to be balling.
Oven roasted spiders for Kevin.
It's gross, dude.
Crazy.
For the good
It
of the
might
show.
actually be pretty good, though.
I'm sure it could be to somebody.
Because from what I've heard, like if you like bug meat, if you smush up certain bugs and eat it, they're pretty good.
A lot of people eat grasshoppers and shit.
Stink bugs.
Stink bugs?
That's a like a everyday cuisine overseas.
That's
my
disgusting.
God.
They can keep it overseas.
Dude, I ate a
real.
stink bug by accident one time.
Hold
And
on.
it's
I gotta
not
hear,
good.
I gotta hear this story.
I was at my mom's house. We were eating dinner. We were eating like Italian dressing marinated chicken. I remember it like it was fucking yesterday because it's the grossest thing that ever happened. We're just sitting there, you know, talking, shooting the shit. And evidently one lands on my piece of chicken.
You stabbed it with a fork
And
and
right
put
in.
it right in.
I didn't really even look. I just grabbed it, took a bite, and I just tasted that smell.
Oil.
And it was,
Oh.
dude, I couldn't eat for like a day.
Oh, I
because
bet,
of it.
dude.
Like, I had no appetite.
I bet.
And then for like a month after that, like everything you eat, you're like, is there a stink bug on it? Every fucking thing. Like, you know, like when you go to kill a spider and it moves
Yes.
and you always get that like feel like something's crawling on you.
Yes.
That's how it
Kev
was with
just-
like the stink bug.
Dude, I hate bugs.
Kev is
I
like going
hate
into
bugs.
convulsions over here. Just, like,
I hate
straight
them.
up shaking.
Oh God, it's so gross.
I don't mind most bugs, but I hate stink bugs in a different way. Like I'm fucking like prejudiced against it.
Yeah.
Like fuck that bug, man.
So my point this week is, all right. So I was explaining to a coworker this week. We were talking about the Weeknd, the artist, The Weeknd,
Right.
and because he just came out with some new music recently. It's good. I like it. Anyway,
My late review a few weeks ago.
yeah. The so we were talking about some of the songs in history that we were talking about The Weeknd and like what they mean. For example, in 2016, The Weeknd was nominated for a Teen Choice Award for his song "Can't Feel My Face."
It's about doing cocaine.
It's literally about doing a ton of cocaine and just fucking.
Yeah.
That's literally the meaning of the song. Teen Choice Award nominee
On Nickelodeon.
on Nickelodeon.
That's fucking great.
I mean, the song is ultra catchy. I mean, he literally repeats the same thing over and
Yeah.
over the entire song. The beat is great. I love the song. It's a great song.
The reason I know who The Weeknd is because of that song.
Yeah.
I would hear that song all the time and I loved it.
I was talking about that today because I'm a huge Weeknd fan.
Yeah.
And his first like album, like 3 albums, he made like a trilogy about it. And realistically, to me, my interpretation of it is that he literally starts off by like, hollering at some girl, ends up, getting with her, whatever. And then by the end of it, you realize that he was just drugging her up in full preparation to just basically make her a hoe. Like straight up,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Like he'd been doing this forever, and he's got a whole bunch of other. It's like this whole huge 3-album story about basically starting a prostitution ring. And then you get to like, and it's all drugs. And then you get to "Can't Feel My Face with You," and he's got this smash hit, and it's crazy. Like
Well,
kids sing
that's
that
what
song. There's
made me-
parents out there that are just like, "Oh my god, that's my kid's favorite song."
Yeah.
Which brings me to my actual point. There's a bunch of songs that I was reading this article, a number of songs that I thought was surprising that were deemed offensive by today's standards.
There's one I'm trying to think about. They were just talking about it on social media. I'm hoping it's on this list because I'm drawing a complete blank right now.
Oh, okay. Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke.
Okay.
Just super like sexist and rapey kind of talking about.
Rapey.
Well, a lot of it is like he's drunk and he kind of doesn't give a shit what happens. Like that's more or less the point of the song.
Well, I mean, he did make 2 music videos for that song.
Yes.
One, PG rated, and the other, the girls were just
Naked.
fucking naked.
Yeah. That was it,
Rapey.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a great descriptive word.
Yeah, they came up with this word rapey like literally because of this topic apparently. Because they say it over and over in this article. "Do Me" by Belle Biv DeVoe. You guys remember the "Do Me" song?
No. Can you sing it?
I do have some lyrics here. "Backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing? Fine," she replies. "I like to do the wild thing."
What?
Dude,
So-
like a lot of like 70s
A
and
lot
60s
of it's about
like rock
kids.
bands. Like if
Yes.
you listen to like a lot of like 70s and 60s rock bands,
That's a
they
reoccurring
talk
theme
a
on
lot
here.
about like young girls.
Underage girls,
Huh.
yeah. Like that comes up a lot on this list. The next one, Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas. Just,
Why?
because they're saying he basically is just like stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
Uh,
All Chinese people.
But see,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
I don't feel like he was doing that.
I
I
don't-
feel like
he
that was
wasn't.
like when the kung fu movie craze happened.
Here's the cover of his hit single. Look at him. He's so hyped to be doing this song. He's probably such a huge fan of like the kung fu movies. Like all the people in Wu-Tang were huge fans into that shit. Like that's why they incorporated that into their shit.
I get that as time goes on, people get more and more offended by shit, but like within the last like 2 years, everybody became such fucking pussies.
Yes,
about everything,
some songs on this list I feel that way about, but ones like "Father Figure" by George Michael. Let me see. Preacher Teacher, it's easy to see how people might get the wrong idea. He's talking about like being a mentor figure to a young boy, essentially. Right. But it gets a lot deeper than that if you listen to the song. Here's one for you, Danny. Crash by Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you like Dave Matthews?
I love Dave Matthews.
We're not friends anymore. we bonded so much on the ranch conversation we had off mic, but
because
that just got fucking ruined.
This song is apparently rapey.
Is that what he's talking about?
No, it's not rapey, but he I watch you there through the window and I stare at you, wear nothing but you wear it so well.
No, one thing I always
he's creeping on this chick.
I never really listened to like a lot of the lyrics.
Yeah.
But one lyric I always loved in that song is how he says, "Crash into me and I'll come into you." Like, like it's so fucking straightforward. Like, I'm just going to fucking come in you. Like, it's not like,
he's
it
like
sounds like he's saying it like metaphorically or something, but like, it's like, no, he means like he's going to come in her.
Another one on the list, "Girls" by Beastie Boys. I love that song.
Girls.
Obviously,
That's
I
a
can
great
see
song.
why that would be deemed offensive by today's standards. Let's see. There's a couple other ones. "I Kissed a Girl," Katy Perry.
Why is that offensive?
They say
I would think that would be less offensive
it's
now.
damaging because it perpetuates the myth that bisexuals are, quote, just playing to turn on their boyfriends.
Well, no, she's talking about how like she never did it before.
Never did it before, and
she did it, and she liked it. Yeah.
Well, all right. So this list is flawed, but is there any song that you can think of?
Dude, as soon as you mentioned this topic, a song came up because they were talking about it in a podcast I listened to the other day. Off the top of my head, if somebody can Google it right now, I don't have my phone on me. I can't it's a hair metal band that sings it. I can't think of who it is. She's Only 17. The song's called She's Only 17, and he talks about how daddy says she's she's too young, but she's old enough for me. It's what the bull's saying in the song.
Wow.
Winger 17? Yeah, that's the name of the song. Winger 17 by Winger.
So I did a quick search to try to figure out the song that I was thinking of, and I found it. It's actually Rihanna's birthday cake song. You know what that's actually about?
Eating butt?
Butt chugging.
Coming on her face.
Oh.
The icing.
Nice.
So I found another one that was kind of piqued my interest.
All of Rihanna's songs are kind of like that, like just kind of like all the Weeknd songs
Yeah,
are.
but this one's it's gonna surprise you. How about the Beatles? Ticket to Ride. You know what that song is actually about?
No.
So apparently it's in reference to the medical card that German prostitutes carried to prove that they were clean.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Boom.
I didn't know that.
Drop the bomb.
Well, like, you can also come up with examples that maybe you heard when you were younger.
I think it's
And
great that they did that.
that is pretty
Awesome.
wild. That is
Yeah.
kinda cool. But like one of my example that I was talking about online earlier was Pink by Aerosmith. Like I was mad young when the song Pink came out by Aerosmith. And I'm a huge fan of Aerosmith. And I was certainly growing up. And Pink came out. I have no fucking idea that this song is strictly about vaginas. That's like literally what it's about. And I'm like, it's like my favorite song. I love the song Pink when I was like, however old I was when it fucking came out. My dad's like, that shit's about pussy. Or he probably said vagina. He was laughing at me about it. I remember that.
See, when that song came out, I don't know how much I knew about sex, but I knew enough to know what a pussy was.
Yeah.
I might have not called it a fucking
He
pussy.
didn't call it a pussy. He didn't call it a pussy, but
But
in his
I don't know
southern
if my
accent, it
dad
would have
told
been
me or
funny if
not,
he
but
did.
I remember always knowing what that song was about.
I never knew.
I mean, I was so young, I
knew
doubt that I
eventually,
figured
but
it out my fucking self.
I just remember being like, "Holy shit, what? It's about vaginas." Ew.
I just thought this guy liked fucking Pink.
Yeah, for real. Like, pink's a pretty cool color, I guess. Whatever. Like,
And then they have songs where they don't try to hide it at all, like
Yeah.
Love in an Elevator.
yes,
Yeah.
It's about having sex with the lady, working the
just
elevator.
met. Yeah,
See, I'm a fan of like when writing songs metaphorically a little bit,
yeah,
but also having songs that are straightforward.
straightforward.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have a mix of both.
Yeah,
Like the milkshake song. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
right.
I still don't fucking get
All right, so who's next?
That'll be me. So I'm going to talk about the one and only Colin Kaepernick. Talked about him a few times before on the show. He's back in the news again because he was supposedly supposed to have a workout with the Seattle Seahawks. When Seattle asked him if he will be kneeling or standing for the national anthem, he told them he will be kneeling, and they canceled the workout and signed another quarterback.
A no-name quarterback.
A no-named quarterback. So, is it back to his ability to not play, or is it something else now?
Because of the fact that they literally just canceled his opportunity to even show them what he's capable of. The argument about his talent has no place in this argument.
It's irrelevant now.
It's irrelevant now. To me personally,
I
it is.
think in the American population, there's a lot of people that don't like him for racial reasons.
Yeah.
But I sincerely don't think teams don't want him for racial reasons. I think they don't want him because he's going to separate a locker room,
Right.
and he's good. He's good enough to be a starter for a
Couple teams.
yeah, for
Few
some teams.
Yeah.
And he's definitely a great fucking backup.
Yeah.
But
But
backup.
I don't think
Good outweigh
he's
the
not
bad.
like a TO. When you get TO on your team, you know he's going to be a problem in the locker room, but he's good enough that you might take that chance.
Right.
Where I think that a lot of teams look at it and go, I don't want him separating the locker room because he's not bringing enough talent to the table.
Right.
And I mean, my personal view on it, when he first started doing it was kind of not long after he became the backup and he got benched.
Yeah.
So initially, I kind of thought he was doing it
Just
to create publicity
attention,
for himself. But then the more I learned about him and things he's done in the past before that, and hearing shit like how he stands outside the parole office
Yeah.
and hands out suits for people for job interviews. And, he's,
His $1 million thing that he did in all those, what was it, the 10 grand challenge with all those celebrities and 10 for 10 or something, whatever it was called.
I think it was $100,000.
Yeah, it was something big.
100,000 10 times.
He's put his money where his mouth is. And I think that, obviously some would argue that it just doesn't have any place in sports, but I totally disagree. He's not doing anything wrong, in my opinion.
no.
And you got teams like what that fucking guy's name on the 49ers. He just got charged with like 11 counts. He punched his girlfriend in the head 8-10 times. He's still under contract. He's still a player. This guy,
Sports players have been beating their fucking girlfriends up
forever.
since fucking Roman gladiator days.
And teams are just straight up, they're covering it up. This isn't a fucking scandal. This isn't illegal. You know what I mean? He's raising awareness to an issue that deserves attention.
And I don't have strong issues on whether he should kneel or not kneel. I think, a lot of people make the argument, well, he has the right to do it, but that's kind of not true because he's working for the NFL. So if they were to decide,
the Seattle Seahawks absolutely have every right, in my opinion, to do what they did.
yeah,
That's fine with
Absolutely.
me.
So, I mean-
I'm not mad at the Seattle Seahawks for it. I'm mad at the people on social media. They're like, well, fuck him anyway. He sucks.
Yeah.
It's no longer about that.
Yeah.
And there's no way around arguing about that anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's you can say that now, fine.
Well, I mean, some
but it's
people-
officially irrelevant as an argument in this situation.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I feel as long as the NFL is okay with him doing it, which I don't think they want to touch that with a fucking 30
There
foot
might
pole.
be one team out there that would do it if the need was there.
Yeah.
Like there's liberal owners. Like the guy that owns the Falcons is pretty liberal.
Yeah.
Like he would probably do it if Matty Ice was on his way out
Yeah.
or something like that. But like,
But I mean, I
know.
get why he does it. I wouldn't sit here and say there's no place in sports for that because that's the place you want to do it. Everybody's
platform.
watching.
It's the only
Right.
platform
But
they have.
I do agree that, I mean, as much as I obsess over politics and shit, when I watch sports, I kind of want to be away from that.
Yeah, way out.
But I don't get mad when it happens. Like,
Right.
I get mad when there's so much attention brought to things like that.
Right.
Like, either way.
And that's the thing. Like, I
And-
agree with what you said.
Yeah.
The good doesn't outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not.
Well, when you own an NFL team, the
Yeah.
point is to fucking win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And when you're bringing in a player that can be that controversial,
it's going to bring that
It
much
is.
attention to your team.
and I mean, like I said, I think he should do it as long as the NFL allows him to do it.
Right.
I mean, but if they decide that he can't do it, they do have the right to say that. But my biggest thing about it is I feel like it's not that big of an issue that he does it. What's a bigger issue is what he's bringing attention to. And for people to get so upset about him kneeling shows how fucking much you don't really care about this fucking country.
Right.
Like for somebody to be like, he should be standing for the national anthem. Really? It's a fucking shit song.
Yeah.
I mean, would you listen to it on the fucking radio? I think I'd turn the dial. But I mean, I don't really think it's a big deal to not stand for the national anthem. I mean,
always say the only time I stand up for the national anthem, unless I'm at the field,
Yeah,
is to go
I'm
to the
at the game.
bathroom or so I don't miss the game.
I almost got into a fist fight when that all got big at the bar one night because everybody stood up. And I was like, I've been here a million times for football games. Nobody's ever fucking stood up for the national anthem.
Yeah.
And then when it was over, a dude
Everybody's
was like,
like
why
super
didn't you
gung-ho
stand
about
up?
it.
I was
Yeah.
like, because I'm watching it on the fucking TV.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. If I was at the game, I'd probably
I would
stand.
stand. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I was like, fuck you, dude. Like, come over here and make me stand up.
Right.
There is one band. It's called Madison Rising, and they redid the national anthem. And the whole reason they redid it is they
Because
said
it fucking sucks.
exactly, and they said they wanted to make it so it's a song that people would want to download and listen to on a regular basis. And they almost did it in like a rock version. It's incredible.
Wow.
Madison Rising national anthem. Look it up. It's
Hey,
it's
but
awesome.
I mean, like, when people were like, you should stand for the national anthem, you know, like, countries that make you stand for the national anthem were like Nazi Germany and
Yeah.
fascist Italy. Like,
It's
no,
a
if
whole.
I'm upset with my government,
yeah.
I'm not going to fucking stand for the
Right.
national anthem. Like,
Draw attention to
I
it.
understand it. I could give a fuck less. Stand, kneel, you know, whatever. I think it's such a small issue when there's crazy shit going on. Like we talked about Trump deciding to bomb Syria.
Right.
Like, why are we talking about a dude kneeling?
Right. There's way bigger fish to fry.
But I mean, like, I understand why he does it
Right.
to bring attention to police brutality.
Right. Which is what he's done.
Yeah. But
And
like
he's-
to make
and
an
he's done a
issue
lot
out
of
of the
stuff
fact
out of
that
that.
they should kneel or not is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy. Well, we're running out of time. I just realized that.
Yeah, we kind of.
We went on a couple tangents. It was good.
just a couple.
But we're going to skip into late review here. Where we go. I know it's a little late, but
You're just hearing about this?
Can't believe I'm just hearing.
Why
about
didn't I know about this sooner?
all right, we're going to do the lightning round of late reviews. I watched a movie this week
Oh, shoot.
instead of doing an album. Because truthfully, it's because I've been listening to Flatbush Zombie so much. Like so much. So I wasn't going to do that. I watched the movie Heat, classic Michael Mann film. Have you guys seen the movie Heat?
No.
No.
Nobody. Alex, have you seen Heat?
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro.
You guys never seen Heat?
No.
No.
Dude, you need to go the fuck home tonight and watch Heat.
It's on Netflix.
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's
but-
like 3 hours, but it's
No, seriously, like you should watch it very soon. It's a
to
great
me,
movie.
it's one of it's one of the most gangster movies ever.
I love it,
like straight
But
up.
there's a guy I work with. He actually is my barber. But we always get into arguments because I feel that it's a little overrated. I think it's a great movie.
Do you? I feel like it's slightly like.
But he puts it in like the top 3 movies of all time. And I'm like, nah, it's not. It's not that. I mean, it's a great movie. It's not one of the fucking
cinematically, I would put it maybe in my top 15, maybe.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
really
When I
probably
say
my
it's
top
overrated, that's not me saying it's not a fucking great movie.
15. Yeah. Like,
But I
it's-
feel like people give more to it than what it was, is because De Niro and Pacino are both in it,
right.
and
And
fat Val Kilmer.
Truthfully,
kinda fat
they're
now,
both
isn't
in
he?
that movie, but they're only in like 3 scenes together in a whole
Yeah.
3-hour movie. It's crazy, but it's so gangster. Kev, you'd like it.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
Is Val
you would
Kilmer
like
it.
fat in that movie?
No, he wasn't
that
fat
before he
yet.
got fat?
Yeah, he wasn't fat yet. He was. Well, he was.
I feel like he was a little like
he was chubbier
chubby.
than Top Gun. He was
Yeah.
chubbier than Top Gun.
I feel like that's the point of where you're like, oh, this guy's fucking eating a little too much pizza.
He had a whack ponytail for like half the movie too. Val
He was
Kilmer did.
probably the best character in that movie.
He
I
was
think.
hard as shit.
Yeah.
They were all hard as
I
shit.
mean, you watch the movie.
Al
going,
Pacino's
Pacino
a
and De
cop.
Niro.
And De Niro's like a bank robber, like, and Val Kilmer's like in his crew or whatever.
He's like his right
It's
hand, pretty
gangster
much.
as shit, yeah.
Val Kilmer does not give a fuck.
And I would definitely give that movie a 9. Like,
wow.
it's long,
Yeah.
but it's like really detailed. Like, the story is really crazy. The gang, like their group that robs the banks and stuff, is like super tight. And like, Tom Sizemore is the other guy in there. He was
Tom
in
Sizemore,
Saving
yeah.
Private Ryan. He was like
Yeah.
Tom Hanks is like right-hand guy, if you don't know who Tom Sizemore is. But he was great in it. Al Pacino kills it. He's like the most gangster cop ever. It's hard, dude. Yeah, Kev, you guys would both like it, Danny.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I didn't even realize it was on Netflix, but it is. It's great.
See, my problem is if I go onto Netflix to search for something, I end up watching The Office.
The Office.
Seriously, like I'll be like, all right, let's see what new. Nope, Office.
I do the same.
You just
I do the
land
same.
there.
Yeah, I end up sitting there for like an hour and a half looking through shit, and I watch shit like Family Guy.
Yep.
or-
Yeah.
Like I might watch, like if there's a new stand up on there, I might watch it. But yeah, I always end up watching stupid shit that I've seen a million times.
Kev, what did you review this week?
I did the album When Life Gives You Lemons, Paint That Shit Gold by Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
That's a really long album title.
Kind of weird too.
Dude,
When
he-
life gives you lemons, paint that shit gold.
yeah.
Make sure you put in some sugar and a half a cup of cream.
So now I gotta fucking go buy paint because life gave me fucking lessons. Lemons.
No, great storytelling hip hop group. This album consists of 15 songs. There's some great albums on there. If you've never had the chance to listen to it, listen to it. It is a good album, but I'm probably gonna give it like a 6.5.
Jesus. After saying how good it was. And
It
shit.
is good. It is
Kev's
definitely
whole
good.
facial expression like changed completely as soon as the number had to happen. Like, he was like so happy the whole time he was reviewing. Like, yo, go check this album out. It's like so good and like
I know. I'm
great
waiting for
storytelling.
like an 8
and
or
then
a
like
9.
he got to the number and it just got straight face. Like,
6
I'm
and a
gonna
half.
fucking give this
Because
thing
there
like
are, dude, there are probably like 7 songs out of the 15, so like half of the album
Jesus.
that I
yeah, that's
just
not that good.
skip over.
But the good
yeah.
songs are very
But
good.
the good songs are great.
Yeah. I mean, now that I think about it, for me to give an album like a 9, it has to be one of them ones you just put in and push play.
Yeah.
And just every song's gold.
Right.
Yeah. Or at least like more than tolerable.
Yeah.
Like something that you can at least like, all right, cool. I'm with
Yeah.
this. Yeah. And I probably feel the same way
Yeah.
about that album.
Yeah.
I know that album.
But it's
Atmosphere's
good. It's good.
Yeah. No, it is good.
Who are
6.5.
they?
Atmosphere's it's a rapper and a producer. Slug is the rapper, Ant is the producer.
And it's like underground hip hop.
Yeah, pretty much. They're really good. You should check them out.
I'm really intrigued just by the name of the album.
He's got
that's
a lot.
pretty
They got a lot of
His-
material.
His first album, like that, a really well-known song, "God Loves Ugly."
God
Yeah.
loves ugly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, like
it's really
it,
good.
it just kind of gets me because like when I would write songs, there'd be times where like I want to be sober and write them, but it's also fun to write shit when you're all fucked up and joking
Yeah.
around with people. And that title kind of sounds like
He was fucked up.
yeah, like yo, what do you want to name it? When life gives you lemons, paint that shit gold, man. Like
Danny, what'd you review this week?
I reviewed Bush 16 Stone.
wow.
So
That's good.
Bush is
Throwback.
Yeah, Bush is a
it's a very important album to my life,
Yeah.
my childhood.
seriously?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, I loved that album.
Yeah.
So
good.
I mean, we've talked about Bush before. Just one of those bands that you can listen to over and over again. I never actually sat down and listened to the full album, so that it was really fun to do that this time. But I mean, Machine Head and Glycerin, my two favorite songs without a doubt, just because they're the two most popular songs, the two songs you hear the most. But Machine Head is one song that I've always listened to playing football, working out. But there were a lot of other songs I liked on here too. Alien, Come Down, Little Things. I'm gonna give the album a solid 8.
Come Down is probably my favorite Bush song. Probably like
Yeah.
at least that I've heard.
I mean, it was fun to like I said, I've listened to Glycerin and Machine Head before, but to actually sit down and listen to an album cover to cover, that album, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Good,
I
man.
heard songs I haven't heard before.
When I was
Good.
a kid, I listened to that album over and over and over again, but I haven't really listened to it since.
Mhm.
So, like, for you to name songs like Alien, I completely forgot about that song,
Yep.
but I love that song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah, it was a good listen.
Yeah.
So it's getting
The
a good solid 8
problem
for
with
me.
that is
Good.
that was their debut album, and they just never fucking.
Yeah, they never.
When your debut album's that good,
Yeah.
it's hard to fucking.
It's hard to match that.
Pearl
Put all
Jam
their
kind of
eggs
did the
in it.
same shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's Kev's favorite band.
It's not
I mean,
my
but, like,
favorite band. I just dig 'em.
Ten's a
that's-
fucking great album.
Yeah.
That's Kev's number
And I
one.
mean, even their good albums after that, they weren't fucking
They
10.
didn't have good albums after that.
Oh, they had some albums that were. I think it was Versus. Versus was okay.
I never
I
cared.
think it's funny how Pearl Jam just seems to come up no matter what we're
Every
talking about.
episode.
It's just they're so bad, you know.
They're not though.
I don't know. They're really.
They're really
bad.
not. You're just a hater.
I just can't get
They're
into it.
overrated.
I've really come into that determination, Kev, that I am
I like
generally
'em.
a hater, but probably not as much of a hater as you, though. You're a fucking hater,
Straight up.
straight up.
Flatbush Zombie.
I'm huge on like the early 90s grunge though. And I always see the big fours: Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains.
Stone Temple Pilots is great.
Well, I guess the big
love it.
five. Because
Yeah.
then there's Soundgarden
Soundgarden too, yeah,
and fucking Pearl Jam.
yeah.
Dude, one of the
And I
albums.
probably like Pearl Jam 4th or 5th out of all them.
One of the albums that was big for me growing up was Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream.
That's the one with the two girls in the front, right?
Right.
No, it used to piss me off about that.
What?
They didn't have the songs like listed
No, they didn't.
on the back
No.
or on the CD, nowhere. Like
Yeah.
I didn't know the fucking names of the songs.
But it was a great
It was a good
fucking album.
Do you have anything to review? You want to try give it a
I've been
shot?
sitting over here. I just kind of found out about this segment on like a break.
Well, what did you? What numerically?
So,
have you listened to anything recently that just
I wanted
stuck
to
out
review something. Shinedown's last album. I actually forget what the fuck it's called, but
to you?
I think it's their 5th album.
Huge Shinedown fan.
But
Huge
I love
fan.
Shinedown like forever. The first album was good, then the second album really pulled me in. Third album was my shit, and then the fourth album was really good, but it was a little different. When the 5th album came out, I was really excited to listen to it, so I got on YouTube while I was working and just played the album. And like, dude, from fucking first song, it's fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And like, you kind of go, all right, that was a bad song, and you go to the next song. All right, like they kind of went into like electronic.
Really?
Yeah, they went in like electronic direction. And yeah, I just thought of that because I loved all their other albums so much. And I was so disappointed when that
So that's a
album
good
came
pick
out.
then. See, you're trying to spread the word about it. Numerically, would you give it a score? out of 10?
Probably 2.
2.
Wow.
It was fucking bad. It was really bad.
Wow.
Wow.
Shinedown's version of Simple Man, though, they fucking
Oh yeah,
kill
they're
it.
great.
They're a
I
good band.
loved everything they did. They just tried to
something
change
new.
direction, and they fucking suck.
They
changed
they were
direction
garbage.
towards suck.
Hot trash.
Kev, you got This Week in History?
I do. Slacking again. Another week.
See,
April 15th, 1947. Shut your mouth.
I was so impressed all episodes.
Jackie Robinson made his Brooklyn Dodgers debut and scored the game-winning run.
Wow.
April 15th, 2013, 2 bombs exploded in the Boston Marathon in Boston, Massachusetts, killing 3 and injuring 170. April 16th, 1999, hockey's great Wayne Gretzky announced his retirement. April 17th, 1970, Apollo 13 astronauts safely splashed into the ocean. April 18th, 1923, the first game was played at Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. And April 18th, 2012, Dick Clark died of heart failure.
Wow.
Heart failure.
There was
Did you
a
say
lot
that-
more
oh.
other stuff in April. The Titanic sunk. Wasn't Abraham Lincoln killed around April?
I don't
Because
know.
my birthday's April 14th, which is tomorrow.
This segment's called This Week in History, not This Month in
Maybe you
History.
just haven't gotten to it yet.
no. The Titanic sunk on the 15th.
The 15th?
What about Abraham Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln was shot.
Well, I got to blow Kev's spot up, Danny.
Yeah. Dude, you're a terrible friend.
I mean, I just know because
Do your fucking job, Kev.
when was Abraham?
it didn't
Lincoln?
come up on the website that I used.
I actually,
I'm telling you, April 15th, Abraham Lincoln was shot.
I actually have a question for you. Did you say it was Apollo 13? The crew? Okay.
Yeah.
Good movie.
I just knew that because my birthday is the 14th, and I knew there were some very specific moments in history around my birthday. Yeah, April 14th, 1986, Baker Dan was born.
It's your birthday today.
Yeah, it's after midnight.
Oh, it is after
Happy
birthday!
Wow, we just peeked out. We peeked out bad.
It was a surprise party for everybody.
Hey.
Nobody even knew it was his birthday. Wow, except for Danny, obviously. Hey, listen, I'm very impressed with everybody. Real quick before we log off here, thank you, Alex, for being here. We really
Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me.
We'll be talking to Alex again soon. Very impressed with everybody that's been listening to the show. Our numbers are doing great. Everybody's just having a great time. A lot of interaction on social media. Keep it up. Follow us on Twitter at Might Be News 24/7. That's Might Be News 247. Shout out to Leo at Leo Copper, or I'm sorry, Copper Art. Copper Lion Art.
Leo?
Jesus Christ, I'm tired. Get at him on Twitter at Copper Lion Art for the social media makeover, which I'm still very much enjoying. So, peace out, Kev.
See ya.
Great job tonight, Kev.
Thanks.
You did really good.
So did you.
Thank you, man. That means a lot. Danny, you did a great job as well. Peace out.
Thanks. I was glad I got to be here this week.
Yeah, me too. Say peace out.
Peace out.
Peace out, Alex.
All right, man. That's what I didn't do a good job or something.
No, you did a
Fuck you, man.
fantastic job. You did a fantastic job.
I'm just playing, man. I appreciate
Don't worry
you guys
about it.
having me
I'm
on.
just over here. I'm glad I said the episode right this week.
Well, you did a fantastic job as well. So
Thank you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Check us out again next week, as long as everybody's still, alive and we're not in World War III. So, peace out.